007 First Light is a quintessential 7 out of 10 game. When I say 7 out of 10, I really do mean it in a good way. This is not the IGN 7 out of 10. Because for the entire 15 or so hours I spent completing the main story, I never went, holy shit, this is amazing. But I also never went, oh my god, this is so fucking boring. It was just adequately entertaining. If you look at this game with an objective lens, it is not the best in anything it does. It falls lacking in quite a few departments, especially in what it adapts from the two main types of games it tries to marry together, the linear blockbuster story-driven style of Uncharted and the open sandbox with unparalleled freedom like Hitman. But the marriage of these gameplay formulas is what makes this experience memorable. The voice acting, dialogue and performance were all pretty good, but it's lacking in the plot and story department. The first thing you predict is gonna happen, like 2 missions into the game, is the big reveal at the end. Every plot point just sort of passes by without leaving much of an impact. Nothing really sticks with you. Even the big revelations that are supposed to hit hard in a spy drama like this don't really land very well. Like, there's no holy shit kind of moment. Instead, it's more like, oh, alright. And then you kind of move on. But even with all these gripes in the story, I just wanted to see where this goes and how it ends. I'm a very picky person when it comes to story games. I need the writing to be good or I just drop the game. The Horizon games, for example, both Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, I couldn't stand them. I would rather put a knife through my ears than sit through another dialogue tree in those games. It was just truly awful. So when I say the dialogue, events and interactions between characters in 007 were well done, they are really well done. They just don't land as hard as they would in, let's say, Uncharted. This game kinda felt like a poor man's Uncharted. Not really, but kinda. There's a reason Naughty Dog's games are so story rich. It's because they're also extremely linear. My experience playing Uncharted 2 is probably the exact same as yours, assuming we both played on the same difficulty. Side note, the higher difficulties in Uncharted are complete bullshit. But that's not really the case here, because this game also borrows heavily from the Hitman games. Some levels do have the open sandbox area with a decent bit of freedom, but the truth is they miss the mark in capitalizing on the strengths of either approach. There are maybe like 2 or 3 ways to complete an objective. It is a pseudo sandbox. It looks like one, it feels like one, but at the end of the day, you are just completing the same objective. Not a broad objective like in the Hitman games, but smaller sub-objectives like going to the upper floor or locking up a guy somewhere, which is fine because this is a Bond game, not a Hitman game, but it ends up with neither the gripping narrative of a well-realized linear game nor the unparalleled freedom of an open sandbox game. Coming to the gameplay, it is the single best thing about the game. The gadgets allow for pretty interesting gameplay. I don't want to spoil them here, so you can try them yourself. And the hand-to-hand combat is genuinely really good. It's similar to the Batman Arkham games, not as versatile, but it's fun grabbing and throwing enemies around. The shooting is sharp and satisfying. This was the first game I completed on the PS5 and the DualSense was the highlight. Every gun and vehicle felt tactile. The climbing and puzzles were alright. Never been a big fan of those anyway. So yeah, coming to the conclusion, this game is the literal definition of a 007 out of 10 game. It kept me wanting to come back and finish it, which a lot of games fail to do for me. You know what it reminds me of? Uncharted 1. Because when I replayed it recently, it genuinely felt like a tech demo for Uncharted 2. So it is safe to say that I am looking forward to the sequel of 007.